You're seeing on to iBrand Daybreak, and now the top story of the day. The issue of insecurity in Nigeria has become something of grave concern to all well-meaning citizens, most of whom continue to wonder how the country arrived at such a dastardly situation where no one is safe. And what's still, rather than abate, the problem is escalating. In a recent statement, the Special Assistant on Media, Kehinde Aderemi, to Are Ona Kakanfo of Yoruba land, Gani Adams, the Yoruba generalizing, said that from the economy to security, the country was already heading for a decline, which he said would affect sub-Saharan Africa and the Black World. Now, calling on the President Muhammadu Buhari to quickly stop the drift into destruction, Adams said series of serious security breaches in the country in the last few months means that all is not well with the security architecture of Nigeria. And now joining us to discuss this recent development, we have Henry Ode, a public affairs analyst. He joins us via the phone from Ibadan. Good morning. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, now let's look at the security architecture of Nigeria. We saw the statement, and also one of the top stories, the top papers reported some security threats and moving towards the southern parts of the country. Let me hear your thoughts on that.
Well, it is rather a very sad one that will, of course, like you know, will create some form of apprehension in the minds of Nigerians. Nigerians have clamored for a drastic measure to be taken by the government to nip this insecurity crisis in the bud, especially as we approach the next general election. Do not forget that the Constitution stipulates clearly that the primary responsibility of government shall be security of lives and property. And when a government appears to be ineffective in this primary responsibility, then there is need for some drastic measures to be taken. And when I say drastic measures, it doesn't validate the push by the National Assembly for the impeachment of the president because of the insecurity challenge. The drastic measure that I mean is that you have to look at the security architecture and look at if what we are currently operating as a nation is working for us. Considering the dynamics of this current security challenge and trend from across the globe, not even Nigeria alone. So when you look at other countries where they've been able to put this internal security crisis at check, then you realize that there is no country that operates such a centralized system of security architecture that we run in this country, where even a state governor cannot determine certain course of action when it comes to security, because it doesn't have the power, or she doesn't have the power, as the case may be, to issue a directive to a commissioner of police who is the head of internal security at the state level. So the issue here is that we are currently not evolving in terms of the structure, the security structure that we run in this country. Because when the Nigerian police force was established, the dynamics that are playing out now were not there then. And we cannot continue to think that we cannot rejig this structure to localize security as against the centralized system that we operate now, that has not, in the face of the imminent security challenge, been to our favor. So when we look at some of these things, we have to understand that there is need to address the very fundamental, the very foundation of our security architecture in this country.
Okay, apparently you're insinuating, or rather stating seemingly explicitly, that state policing is the way to go to address some of the insecurities we have, and possibly community policing down to local government, level. My question then will be this, that those who hold the opinion that, state policing would result to certain governors or governments using it as a political tool to oppress or have their own selfish way when it comes to state level in terms of the security architecture. Remember that as a present, certain governors have either been, fingered as being involved with, the insurgents in one way or the other in terms of either financing them or backing them or, providing arms and what have you. If we toe the line of state policing as well as probably community, policing, don't you think that these issues will still remain? When I mean these issues, I mean issues like, certain governments making use of the security structure within their, their realm as a means of, satisfying their own selfish interests.
Thank you very much. You see, people who are of that opinion,
okay,
are petty, and the sentiment is parochial, if I am permitted to use the word.
You can.
Because the same situation that applies to a state governor applies to whoever is the president.
Yeah.
At the national level, you have the ruling party, you have opposition parties.
Yes.
At the state level, you have the ruling party, you have opposition parties. So if the president at the center is not misusing that power, then state governors should not be presumed to use the power if state policing is allowed to come to bear.
Okay.
Now, security, as we all know, is local everywhere.
Yes.
Wherever there is a security breach, it happens at a particular locality with concerned authority at the local areas being in charge. So when you take away the power to act from those concerned authorities and you give the power to a centralized body, then you are rendering the efficiency of security management in that locality, you are rendering it ineffective. So when people talk about if state police is allowed to,
yes,
to come to existence, as state governors are going to abuse it, let us take away that parochial sentiment, because you cannot bring somebody from the southeast, for example,
okay,
who is a commissioner of police, and perhaps have only been to the southwest, say, or your state, for instance, for the first time,
okay,
and then expect that such commissioner of police will understand the dynamics and the peculiarity of the security challenge that
plagues your state. Yes.
Yes. So when you look at that factor, then you must understand that you need a homegrown security expert to be able to address the local security, because apart from the normal policing,
yes,
you've got to understand the mindset. You've got to understand the issues that culminate into security challenge in various localities.
Mm-hmm.
Some places you have the issue of hoodlums. Some places you have the issue of robberies, armed robberies.
Okay.
Some places you have the issue of thuggery and what have you. So you got to understand the peculiarity of the security challenges in various localities, and most importantly, the language.
Okay.
So you cannot say you want to bring someone from the north,
yes,
down here. I have witnessed a situation where a commissioner of police doesn't even understand or know how to speak the local language of the state where he is posted.
So, okay.
So he's got to rely on other people to explain things, certain things to him.
Okay.
And these certain people, you do not know if they had interest or not.
Yes.
So that makes it a complicated situation to continue to hold on to the current security architecture that we have. If the president or whoever is the president didn't misuse,
Okay.
it didn't misuse the power to manage the security in the country,
Yes.
then state governors will not. And in the event they do, there are opposition, and there will definitely be mechanisms and measures in place that will put such governor in check. Because even at the national level, in the event there are security issues and challenges,
Yes.
you have the National Assembly with the powers to summon the Inspector General of Police, summon the service chiefs, and make them give account of the situation and what is going on, and provide possibly solutions. So the question is not about the state governors having the tendencies to misuse or abuse the power.
Okay.
Those are so petty. The dynamics of the situation, especially internal security that we are dealing with now in this present world, require that we localize security. And if you come down to the south, you would see that since the establishment of the Amotekun Corps, for instance, there has been improvement in terms of intelligence gathering.
Yes.
Because the essence of this local security operatives is to gather intelligence and submit same to the police for effective security management. So there is no way at this present time we want to shy away from the fact that the only way to go is to have state policing in place, and possible community policing. So that we have a situation where there is a robust operation in terms of security management by security operations.